Luxury cousins of the mushroom, truffles are an indulgent food enjoyed across the world. But these fragrant fungi will cost you. In 2014, the world's largest white truffle was flown to New York, accompanied by a security guard, and sold at auction for $61,000. Discovered in Italy, this gigantic fungus weighed almost 2 kilos. So what is it that makes them
You
so
want to mount them
expensive?
up, please.
There are a lot of types of truffle.
But why
There
though?
are at least 40 species, many of which aren't edible, and new species have been
That's
discovered
just
as recently
shit.
as 2018. You've probably seen luxury truffle products in supermarkets or fancy restaurants, but the unique truffle flavour you recognise might not be real truffle at all. Cheap truffle oil often hasn't been anywhere near a real truffle. Many cheaper truffle products use 2,4-dithiopentane, a synthesized compound containing one of the main aromatic components of foot odor, guaranteed to give it that earthy taste. Real truffles are seasonal and
Guys, if something gives me the taste that I want, but it's not truffle, do I really give a shit it's a truffle? It's like the reverse argument of saying, guys, this is engineered lab meat. It's the same thing as meat, guys. It's the same taste. Okay, sure. So how are we gonna
With a
push
short
this?
shelf life.
I can push it.
They were
I can
originally
push the other
sniffed
thing,
out
but not
using
that.
truffle pigs.
Oh, because
But
it's
while
not real truffle. I don't give a
Pigs
fuck.
are very good at finding truffles. They're also very good at eating them too. And these days, dogs are much more common truffle hunting companions.
It's like if technology got so good, some girl has some pair of titties, and you're touching it, and you're like, oh my god, oh my god, and you're like, oh, but they're fake titties. Oh no! Who cares? My
These
hands
fungi
can't tell
can
the
be found
difference, so
across the world.
my mouth doesn't either.
They all require a very specific climate to grow. While different varieties may have somewhat different requirements, one thing is certain.
Yeah, I'm done
You
pausing,
can't
sorry.
have truffles without trees.
Truffles are always found with trees, and they have to be the right type of trees. Under the ground, the truffle is just the fruiting body, so an equivalent of an apple. And we've also got a lot of then what we call the mycelium, microscopic level threads, up to 100 meters in a teaspoon of soil. And this mycelium is actually attached to the roots of a tree, like the fingers on a glove onto a hand. And it sort of extends the reach of the tree out, and it actually takes up water and nutrients and passes them through the tree. And the tree
They
gives
help
sugars
the
in return, so
trees
it
by
helps the truffles, the
networking
fruit,
it.
develop.
Even when you have exactly the right conditions, truffles aren't guaranteed, and hunting them is a labour-intensive process. Once you know where to look, you have to sniff out and dig up each truffle by hand, and they can be tricky to find.
They do it for selfish reasons, but end up helping. It's called
So it's told to stay
symbiotic
still
relationship,
ground,
or
so
mutually beneficial.
do I want to take it out of the ground or not?
Mutualism
It's
or some
if
bullshit,
It's
man.
unripe, there's no point in having it. So the nose comes into play, and we actually sniff the ground for it.
Man, look at it.
It may take a while, but finding a good one can make it worth the work.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Yeah, that's probably about 70, 80 grams.
That's
Truffles
it?
also have a short season, often appearing for only a few months of the year. And even when you do get your hands on them, they don't last for long.
$100 is what's worth. $100.
An unripe truffle, unlike a tomato, which you could cut from the vine and ripen on your windowsill, once a truffle is out of the ground, the clock is ticking, it's just sort of slowly going to degrade over time. So we want to get that to customers nice and fast.
After just 5 days out of the ground,
Chat, can't you put it back in the ground and let it take some roots again?
that pungent truffle smell will have halved. You can farm many truffle varieties,
Why
besides
not?
the rare Italian whites. And many people have been successful in setting up truffle orchards, but it's not easy. Trees need to be planted in the right soil conditions, inoculated with truffle fungus, and often irrigated constantly.
Fungus.
It can take as long as 6 years before you get a good truffle harvest, and there's no guarantee that the fungi will grow at all. So after all that effort, what do they actually taste like?
Oh.
The smell just made me think it was going to be really strong. The flavour is actually quite subtle. There's a nuttiness there. There's like an earthy flavor there.
Actually quite light and fragrant. It tastes a lot nicer than it smells. It smells like damp socks.
That's good. I mean, this is the first time I actually eat a truffle by itself.
Chat.
It's a bit like
Guys, isn't a fungi like in the class of things that are like they yoink, they steal, whatever, like parasites. They do. Yeah,
like mushroom,
they're the
but
yoinkers.
it's more of a meaty bite.
These days, farming has
Decomposers.
taken over as our primary source of truffles, and today 70% of the world's truffles are cultivated. Through the loss of woodland and climate change, the number of wild truffles has decreased significantly.
No, they're not.
Since the 19th century, production in France has fallen from over 1,000 tonnes a season to just 30 tonnes, and climate change could mean that truffles will disappear altogether in the future.
The weather conditions are so important, not just immediately over the whole season. We're getting much lower numbers and much lower
Guys,
average size. A truffle is not 70%
This is a tough
water,
question
so it needs rainfall
that you're
to
gonna be like,
grow.
wow,
Some
this is
UK
so dumb.
truffle
Why is he talking
scientists
about this?
Are thinking that your traditional
How is it that coincidentally, things that are rare are also so good, they're better than most things that we have? This coincidence is too fitting. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It is because we don't have it often enough that I think
areas,
it's made up.
the climate's
It's made
going
up.
to move further north, and they're not going to have a truffle industry.
You want me to beat a truffle, a salmon, a rare fish, a rare oh my god, caviar, a normal potato? That's it, potato.
I think
it's
perhaps
just
50
better.
years. There's threats,
It
there's
is just
opportunities, but
genuinely
rain. We do need rain.
better.
When we get a dry summer, the whole
But it's
world's
everywhere.
not delighted. But I keep crossing my fingers for a bit of rain every now and again.
How am I stupid? Dumb fuck. Brother. It's like, why diamonds? Or what? Oh my god, guys, it's because it's dude, oh my god. It so ends up that it's rare and it looks good. No, shut up. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a cubic zirconian and a fucking diamond. Fuck you, man.